Talk365's Talking Wellness segment is brought to you by the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School with Wellness Team expert Dennis Parker.
Hey everybody, welcome to Talk365's Talking Wellness series. I am back with Mr. Dennis Parker at the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School. Dennis, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Now, today I am so excited for the conversation we're going to have because originally I started this whole wellness series, this concept of formulating a team of experts in all things wellness because I had a stomach problem and it wouldn't go away. And I was on the hunt to figure out what in the world was wrong. Now, I know I am not alone in this experience. I have had people come out of the woodwork that have had very similar things. They can't lose weight. They're not keeping things in their stomach. It's not staying in. It's not digesting properly. All their tests are coming back fine. There are so many people that are sent home with these stress-induced illnesses feeling like there's no hope. There's nothing that they can do. And Dennis, you offer a shining ray of hope for these people. So let's talk stress-induced illnesses and why hypnotherapy is so great.
Okay, so the brain is a big electrical center. So a thought has a frequency. An emotion has a frequency. And so as these emotions come across, they generate a frequency in the brain. And what we've also learned is that the imagination, again, that we keep talking about, is the amplifier to the amount of electrical energy or content that goes on in the brain. So you can literally kind of turn the amperage up or the strength of the emotion electrically in the brain. When that happens, now that energy has to go somewhere, so it dumps off down through the central nervous system into the body. What's different about what we do here and our approach to it is we have a different model, if you will, or a belief about what's going on. And I'm not a doctor, so let's just put that on the table. This is just what I've observed over many, many years and doing thousands of sessions. Where all this really starts again, and that's what my book's about and so on is that we have learned how to work with or affect what we want to call our intelligence. And in the realms that I come from, I was always taught and understand that it was our intelligence that existed first, and then it controls the brain again, and then the brain controls the body.
Which, as you break it down like that, makes such perfect sense. I think the spirit, the intelligence, the higher power, whatever it is that you feel comfortable calling that, where thoughts are born, I think nobody disputes the fact that there is something there running the show that's a little bit higher up.
Right.
And that is that spirit mind that you're talking about.
Right.
It runs it. If you can get to that, it is the center of control to most of the problems.
Exactly. So, for example, if we have worry in our spirit, worry translates in our spirit to a worry frequency in the brain. That worry frequency, we like to call it maladaptive energy or negative energy. That negative energy now in the brain of worry, we know through experience it dumps off into the stomach. And so our belief is that as it dumps off into the stomach, it'll do a couple of things. Because it's maladaptive negative energy, it knocks the stomach off normal healthy immune function. And when you knock the stomach off normal healthy immune function, now it's compromised, and so things like your H. pylori and so on have more of an opportunity to develop or grow because the stomach is not functioning.
It's down.
Yeah, it's down.
Weakness is down.
That's right. And so those kinds of things have a greater opportunity to grow organically because emotionally that organ or gland or muscle group is being knocked off normal healthy immune function. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
So we've long known, and people have connected the dots, the idea that don't worry, you're going to get an ulcer. Let's say you have the H. pylori and it's 50% organic and 50% emotionally driven because you've been knocked off normal frequency.
Yeah.
You can expect to get at least a 50% benefit because we can go in and handle the worry and the emotions with you and teach you how to desensitize that yourself.
Yeah.
So now that at least to that 50% level
Is taken care of.
is taken care of. So now the stomach is functioning on normal healthy immune function. And once it does, now that's usually able to overcome most or all of the organic problems because the stomach is running back
You
on.
actually have an immune system working again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So even though we're considered to be non-medical, we know what we do has huge health benefits and healing effects because we're resetting the dis-ease, the dis-ease at the spirit level that actually is creating disease out in the body level.
Because like you said, I know for a fact that I was under stress and just taking out acids wasn't helping me. But coming here and getting to the root of it and managing my stress in positive ways and using positive mind management, I'm doing great. I want to knock on wood somewhere, but you know, I'm doing great, and I'm working with other doctors to get, like you said, the biology side, the actual H. pylori, the bacterias and healthy flora in my tummy. I'm over here working on this, but it's working and I feel good. And that right there is key. Having some hope for some progress, I think, for people that are especially suffering with things like fibromyalgia, arthritis, IBS, any others that you can think of out there?
Asthma is usually emotionally induced to a huge degree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we've been very successful. Migraine pain, other kinds of emotionally induced illness. But most people will agree that every illness has some emotional component to it. You know, whatever the percentage is, organic versus emotional, or how much is being caused emotionally. To whatever percent the emotions are driving the problem, that's kind of the percent we tell people you could expect to receive some benefit from or some relief by doing what we do.
Let's talk a little bit about pain management too, because that is a huge part of this as well. With all of these diseases, a lot of them come along a lot of pain.
Well, we treat pain as a behavior. So what that means is that when you have painful, self-inflicted, stinking thinking thoughts about yourself, self-incriminating, self-defeating, self-debilitating thinking, we believe that that is painful to your spirit, so to speak, and it translates again through the brain as maladaptive energies. Those energies, again, have to be dropped off down through the central nervous system somewhere, and they will affect different glands, organs, and muscle groups again as maladaptive energy. In the net effect of those, when it causes those muscles or organs or whatever to twist and contort because of the negative energy that's there, that's where the pain comes from. People will come in and they'll have their shoulders all hunched up. You know, they've been carrying all this stress and weight in their shoulders. Well, when we go in and we address those worrisome, stressful issues again, and they finally address those and they learn to manage those in their own mind, now those muscles naturally relax, they naturally release. They're no longer in pain in their shoulders kind of thing, because the body adjusts as the mind resets the brain.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's fun to do. I know one of the things we get asked, a lot of people ask me, well, do you work with mental illness? And the answer to that is no. In the state of Utah, that's one of the things that by legislative direction we don't work directly with. With that being said, we do take referrals from doctors, psychologists, and so on to help people with that. But the part that we play on that is we become a support to those people in the behaviors that affect mental illness, but we don't necessarily work with the illness themselves. That's up to the doctors and the people who are doing that. But we play a support role to that. And then people who have a lot of migraine pain and so on, there's a certain percentage of the population out there, as we've learned from working with pain clinics, that are not responsive to a lot of the medications. And again, we find that those folks are the ones who have more stress-induced, emotionally induced migraine pain. And there seems to be some pain that doesn't, or some energy that doesn't release from the brain and go down into an organ, gland, or muscle group. That's what I observe, just from my observation. Again, I'm not a doctor or whatever, but I observe that some thought patterns don't release the negative energy out of the brain, or actually maintain in the brain, and that's what becomes migraines in my view. Because when we're able to address those thoughts and we can change those thought patterns, the migraines also just kind of disappear.
That is amazing.
So that's kind of the stuff that we deal with on the health side.
But the whole process has taught me that you will feel better using your positive mind management and going in and finding the root to why it started in the first place. What was the reason your immune system started to go down and your defenses were down? And why is it that they can't find anything to help it? if you're in that situation and those are your prognoses, there's hope here with Dennis Parker in the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School. And here at the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School, you can come in and take the classes and be a non-certified student, learn all the same things, but pay less money. It's a discounted rate to just come and learn everything that they learn, not pay as much money, but leave with all the benefits. And you're even offering a deal right now today if they mention they saw us today on Talk365.
We're going to give you a free textbook package, which is a $200 value.
Even better for those that are thinking, hey, I don't need to be certified, I just want the information.
Right.
You're gonna get a free textbook package. That means you're gonna immediately get all that wonderful information just by saying you saw us on Talk365 today. So I would encourage that you go the school route. Use your money that you are doing for therapy and come to school, because like you said, the inside out is the best way to learn, and it's the best way to change your life, and the most permanent progress is the way I like to see it, because if you can do it yourself, that's permanent to me.
Well, if it is thought-induced and emotionally induced and you address that, then that corrects those things.
I love it. I love being empowered. I love everything that allows us to be able to live better, faster, stronger. Thank you for joining us. Be sure and log on to his website, because we have so much more information there. Like today, I'm going to keep him around. He thinks he's done. He's not. We're going to talk longer. I'm going to make him give me some more specific examples about some of these stress-induced illnesses and people he's treated and results he's got. So you want to log on and watch the long web version of this video, as well as the others that we have there. And then be sure and watch for our wellness series every day right here on Talk365. Dennis, once again, have a great day. Thank you so much for talking to me. Don't go anywhere. Talk365 is going to be right back right after this.